and welcome. Well, this week we have a great bundle and I'm going to do my best to split it into multiple vases so that you can have a little touch of spring in every room. So the first vase I'm going to use is just a large square cube, and I'm going to create this one in the round so it can be seen from all sides. You know, in the thought that you could have it on your dining room table or a coffee table or just someplace that it can be, pretty visible in your home. So the first thing I'm going to do is take an aspidistra leaf, and what I did is I trimmed the stem off just to, have it be just the leaf type of part, and I'm going to stick it down into the vase, and then I'm going to start to fill it with greenery. So I have two different types of greenery in this bundle, which is great because it makes it look really natural. One is buperum, which is this beautiful sort of lime green with a little touch of yellow. I love it. And it's one that you can break down into multiple pieces, so it's really fun. What I'm doing here is just that. I'm trimming off the lateral pieces so that from my one stem I can get multiple smaller stems and be able to stick them right into the vase. So let me get a few more here. I'm going to save a little bit of the buperum for my second arrangement, and I have some which I already trimmed down, so let me stick it in. I love the way it sort of flutters over the edge. It's just a really nice shape and texture. All right, great. And then the next piece that I want to put in is a little bit of the pittosporum. This stuff is bushy and beautiful, different color, also again different texture and shape. It's just, it's a nice one to have sort of in the center of your vase to hold the flowers in place. You'll see that when you use it. It really does well like that. I think this one piece is going to be enough. All right, then the flower I'm going to put in first is my Rosita alstroemeria. Hot pink, really cool color. These flowers last forever, and there's, one stem again has multiple blossoms. I love it. So what I'm going to do is just trim it down, pull off any leaves that are, at the base here. Stick this right into my vase. All right. Right down here. Great. All right, I've got 3 stems in there, and I'm just looking at it to decide if that's enough. I have 5 total, so I think for now, using my 3 is going to be plenty, but let's just go ahead. I can always add more. Then I have awesome pink Cavalice Asiatic lilies. Now, they may come to you like this, sort of tight, and then they'll open up, so don't worry if you see them like this. Just give them a little time. It's actually a nice thing because then they last longer. So what I'm going to do is just trim them, pull off some of the leaves, and stick them right down into, one of the blossoms popped off. That happens. What I could do with this one is put that into sort of like a tiny vase and, or a shot glass even, and stick it somewhere in the house so I won't waste it. So I'll set that aside. All right, I'm sticking my second Asiatic lily in. Then it's time for the third. Pulling off those leaves, going right back here, and I have my sort of bursting, looking good in the round arrangement. Now I'm going to add a few of my tulips. Okay, I'm really excited about these. These are called Princess Irene tulips. They come from Holland, and I chose them because I love them, but also in honor of the Queen's Day, which is April 30th. And it's a really wonderful celebration in Holland where it's, a big day, national holiday, and it's great. And the color of the Dutch monarchy is orange, so we have 2 orange flowers in the bundle this week. And obviously Princess Irene these were named after the princess in Holland. So anyway, enough story about this. But these tulips have these beautiful sort of blue stripes on them. It's really fun. and it's just not a typical variety you find, so I really like them. Now, what I'll actually do with them is just trim them and stick them right down into the center of this vase. And you'll notice that tulips grow in water, so these guys might grow out a little bit, and you know, that's fine. Just let them grow and trim them down if you want to. Let me stick one more into my vase. I'm noticing here, let's see, I've got 7 total. I've got 3 in here now. I think I'm going to do the next 3 sort of at the bottom tier. So I have 3 up here and maybe 3 down here. So I'm actually sort of doing a semi-symmetrical type of style here, which is fun. The 3 tulips, which should grow straight out this way, and then I'll do 1, 2, 3 out here on the bottom. And I think this is actually going to end up looking pretty cool, especially as it grows. Alright, great. And you know what I'm thinking? These last 2, I've got my 7th tulip, which I'm going to use in my bud vase. But I think what I may do here is use my last 2 stems of Alstroemeria also in this large arrangement. And just stick it down in here and really have this be sort of a grand focal piece. But I still have some other flowers, don't worry, that I'm going to use for my other arrangements. Alright, yeah, I like this. What I may do in this piece is save a couple stems here for my mini arrangement. So I just trim these right off this one stem. I can save it. You can't even notice that I took those out. So I'll save those, stick them in later. All right, here we go. Big, beautiful tulips are going to grow. The lilies are going to open. Yay. All right, let me move this one out of the way. Then it's time for my next arrangement. Okay, now here's what I was thinking. 2 vases, and I was going to do sort of a step style. So I've got my 2nd aspidistra leaf, and I'm going to stick it into my 1st vase, which is going to go in front. And that's going to serve to hide the stems in the back vase as well. Then I'm going to fill these with greenery. So I have my pittosporum, which I'll stick some in here and some in here. There we go. And I have a little bit of the buperum left, which I already trimmed up. I'm just going to stick a touch of that in as well. We'll see how this goes. I'm kind of excited about this idea, which I hadn't really planned out, but I think it's going to be fun. All right, stick this in. So a little bit of the flutteriness, 2 vases here. Then it's time to show off my 2nd favorite orange flower, Ornithologum dubum. This is a really beautiful flower that's extremely long-lasting and also opens up over time. I mean, you can have this sometimes for a month. It's gorgeous. They're going to burst open. So just give it time. And I want to use these tall stalks to my advantage. So my plan was to have 3 up here, and then there we go, 3 in my smaller vase, and be able to place this stepping sort of arrangement together out of the way. And then the very last thing I wanted to do was to make one more arrangement in this tall bud vase with just a bit of the pittosporum left over, one of my, I think I don't actually need all of this, let me pull a little bit out. My last Ornithologum few pieces of the gorgeous Peruvian lilies or alstroemeria, and then my 7th and final tulip, which I see is missing from my stem right here. And what I'm going to do is pull one here so you can see it, and then I'll have another one in the photograph. So this would be the last little bud vase that could go, you know, bookshelf, bathroom, bedside table, showing off sort of all my colors in one place. So I hope you enjoy this week's bundle and the arrangements, and thank you so much for watching and for being a subscriber.